healthcare fraud scheme worth $400 million.
This 2 years after Contact 5 investigator Katie LaGrone exposed how the scam worked.
To who? You have to have done it to someone, but there's no effort at all to uncover that.
I thought he should have been ashamed of himself. Then I watched Floyd Money Mayweather with Jim Gray. And I said, wait a minute. I smell something. Something seems a bit fishy.
No, money is what
okay? I smelled something.
Joe Rogan was visibly shocked during a recent podcast when news broke that boxing icon Floyd Mayweather is facing a lawsuit over an alleged $42 million fraud scheme. Known for speaking his mind and digging into celebrity controversies, Rogan reacted with disbelief as he learned more about the case. The lawsuit claims Mayweather played a key role in a large-scale scam involving fake investments and misleading business deals.
Floyd Mayweather. He's the only guy who's been able to just be balling out of control, constantly flashing money, $1 million watches, a fleet of super expensive cars, and still fucks everybody up. Yeah, the thing about Floyd is he never lost his discipline. Floyd would famously run home from the nightclub. So he would go out in Vegas, he'd be partying, would look like a party, he's drinking water, and then he would have his driver drive, and with his pants on, jeans on, he would jog home. And the dude was always trained.
Joe Rogan, a well-known figure in combat sports commentary, has spent years breaking down Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s boxing career and technique. His analysis offers a clear, in-depth look at how Mayweather has grown as a fighter and where he ranks in the history of the sport.
I mean, he fought Logan Paul. Logan Paul weighs 200 plus pounds.
And he turned the shit out of Logan Paul's neck. Like
Crazy.
Like, wow. And I think he held him up like, hey, man, don't fall because you're going to mess the money up.
If they were the same size, I think Floyd would have knocked him out. Logan was so big. He was so much bigger than him.
But them shots, though, was
it's so crazy to see a guy who is the best boxer of all time having a fight with this super athletic, gigantic YouTube kid. I mean, look at the size difference. It's insane.
Early in his career, Floyd Mayweather was nicknamed Pretty Boy because his sharp defense kept him from taking much damage in the ring. Joe Rogan has pointed out that during this time, Mayweather stood out for his incredible speed and powerful offense, often beating opponents with fast, precise combinations. This stage of his career showed how he could control fights with a mix of aggression and technical mastery.
One of the things that people forget is that Floyd went through a big transition of his own. If you go back to the early parts of his career and you watch when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, he was a much more aggressive fighter and he would put himself in danger much more. And then when he became Money Mayweather, just got so much more brilliant defensively. And then he became the guy that you see shutting out Canelo Alvarez, stopping all these guys, just shutting everything down. He just became this defensive wizard.
Early in his career, Floyd Mayweather was nicknamed Pretty Boy because his sharp defense kept him from taking much damage in the ring. Joe Rogan has pointed out that during this time, Mayweather stood out for his incredible speed and powerful offense, often beating opponents with fast, precise combinations. This stage of his career showed how he could control fights with a mix of aggression and technical mastery.
Floyd Mayweather used to be having these crazy workouts and he would crack open a Pepsi and people were like, what the f*** is he doing? Like, he's crazy. That guy never drank, never partied, never was out of shape, never got fat, would run home from the club at 2 o'clock in the morning. If boxing is hit and don't get hit, who's better than Floyd? Right. 0 people. He definitely cracked him at the end of that round and wobbled him. And then it was right at the bell. And so then Floyd got back on his bike and started outboxing him.
Is Ali the same fighter that got beat by a fighter with 7 fights? Every time boxing come on, you don't bring up Muhammad Ali name. You don't bring up Mike Tyson name. You always bring up Floyd Mayweather name because I'm still the face of boxing.
When you think about Floyd talking about greater than Ali, he's very delusional. Listen, he can't take his kid to school by himself. And he's talking about he's great. He's a little scared man. Greatness is not guarding yourself from the people. Greatness is being accepted by the people.
Ali Bomaye. That means Ali kill him.
Joe Rogan has often said that a big reason many people dislike Floyd Mayweather Jr. is because of his flashy lifestyle and bold attitude. On the Joe Rogan Experience, he pointed out that Mayweather regularly shows off his wealth, whether it's his $1 million watches, private jets, or luxury homes, which can come off as arrogant and spark envy. Rogan explained, people love watching him fight because they want to see him lose. He stirs up envy, but he never loses. Still, Rogan gave credit where it's due, noting that behind all the showmanship is a highly disciplined athlete. He believes Mayweather's over-the-top image is a smart part of his overall strategy.
And one of the reasons why people watch him fight is not because he's like Mike Tyson, just goes out and destroys people. They like watching him fight because they hate him. Because he talks so much shit, and he's like, look at my $1 million watch, look at my jet, look at my house, look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed, like this is $1 million worth of watches, this watch goes for $2 million, and they're like, this is my small watch that I take sometimes, but when I'll show you, when I'll show up, I bring out the big boy, and it brings out this watch that's covered in diamonds. It's like $5 million, and so you hate him.
You feel that disappointment that the fans felt that maybe you didn't get the best Manny Pacquiao that night?
We're not going to do that. We're not going to talk about that. You was one of the guys that believed in Pacquiao.
I did.
Okay. So now we don't want you to back out the block. And I told you before, that was easy work. So if you believe in Pacquiao, you need to go back and say, you need to sit down and do a story and say, you know what? I believe in Pacquiao, and it's his fault. It's not Mayweather's fault, because Mayweather did what he always do. Be a calculated fighter, be a smart fighter, and find a way to win.
And I did that because I said that although there was a problem with his shoulder, whether it existed or not, I always said there was no. Wait.
Floyd was great, but he didn't want smoke with Winky. Yeah, he didn't want smoke with Winky. He didn't want smoke with Triple G either. But there are people who look at that situation and be like, I mean, that's crazy. But that's what the great ones do. They do crazy shit. But Floyd did enough crazy stuff, though. Listen, I don't have that much criticism towards Floyd. I just don't think he's as great as everyone say. He's the greatest ever. That's silly talk to me. But he was jaw-dropping great. The impact of Floyd is my thing, and that's not criticism on Floyd. That's criticism on followers. So everybody followed what they perceived to be his blueprint. That's my criticism. It's never Floyd.
During his exhibition match against John Gotti III in Mexico City, Floyd Mayweather grabbed attention by having the referee replaced mid-fight after a controversial call. The original referee warned Mayweather for what he claimed was an illegal shot, which led to Mayweather pushing the ref and insisting he be taken out. A new referee was brought in, and the bout went on, with Mayweather later being unofficially named the winner.
So Floyd Mayweather just got done with the boxing match against John Gotti III, and well, in the boxing match, specifically in the second round, Floyd Mayweather kicked out a ref, and they replaced it with a new one because the ref took too long pausing the fight. Let me know in the comments if this is one of the craziest things you've seen in a boxing match.
In another conversation, Joe Rogan underscored Floyd Mayweather's influence by sharing a story about how Floyd allegedly had a referee removed during a fight. Rogan pointed out that only someone with Mayweather's level of fame and power could make something like that happen. He noted that it's another clear example of how Floyd's wealth and status give him control over almost every part of his boxing career. Clip 8. Joe Rogan believes that Floyd Mayweather's intense competitiveness comes from his upbringing. His father and uncle were both highly competitive and instilled a drive in him to excel at everything he did. This mindset helped shape him into the dominant fighter he was in his prime. However, Rogan also pointed out that this same competitive nature has carried over into how Mayweather approaches business and wealth today.
The referee said Floyd Mayweather hit him behind the head. So Floyd fired the referee in the middle of the bout. Floyd throws this punch, and he's 100% correct. The punch landed the side of the head. It's a right hook. It's a perfect punch. And the referee was saying, watch the back of the head. He's like, what the are you talking about? And so he kicks the guy out, and they bring in a different referee who finishes the fight. It was insanity.
Floyd Mayweather has stated that he earns $300 million a month thanks to smart investments, especially in real estate. He claimed, in 32 months, I positioned myself with a great business team to make $300 million a month. It all started from boxing. While Mayweather has made huge sums from major fights and exhibitions, financial experts are skeptical about the possibility of such consistent monthly earnings. Critics argue that sustaining that level of income would require investments that are extremely profitable, making the figures seem exaggerated.
We'll just look at boxing in terms of like how often you get hit versus how often do you hit the other guy. He's the best ever. The way him and his uncle and his father talk, I imagine they were always super competitive from the time they were young.
Yeah.
Like he grew up being they're super competitive. They're competitive about talking shit. They're competitive about all kinds of things. So it's like that hive, like growing up with that all the time, and the boxing skill.
There's a chance that Mayweather is either exaggerating or downplaying his role in the deal to keep up the image of being a wealthy mogul. Financial experts point out that deals of such a massive scale usually involve institutional investors or development companies, not individual buyers, and often lack a clear paper trail. This raises doubts about whether Mayweather's flashy lifestyle is backed by real wealth or just carefully crafted PR. For now, the truth behind his $400 million claim is unclear, and the scrutiny surrounding his finances continues to grow.
And Floyd Mayweather says he makes $300 million a month, which is $3.6 billion a year. He makes more money than Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, all of those guys. So I say all that to say this. The money that Canelo was looking for, they can easily come up with that money. Floyd Mayweather got it.
Well, listen, let me put it this way to you. If he makes what did he say, $300 million a month?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm 6'4" and 240, and I know I'm 5'8.5" and 240. So there you go. There's no way. There's that. If he makes $3 million a month on his investments, that's a lot. $36 million a year. That's a lot. So I know guys that are worth, $500-600 million, plenty of them, and they don't make $36 million a year, let alone $300 million a month. So there you go.
A source close to Floyd Mayweather's team, speaking off the record, added to the skepticism by revealing that there is no known investment partner involved in the alleged Manhattan real estate deal. This contradicted speculation that Mayweather might be part of a joint venture or silent partnership with a larger firm. Instead, the source claimed that Floyd is presenting himself as the sole buyer, despite the size of the transaction raising doubts in real estate circles.
Floyd Mayweather Jr., there's a story circulating that Business Insider did talking about this $400 million property deal that he had been discussing here in New York City. But now, according to Business Insider, it's not what you think it is. They said there's no evidence there's been a sale of these properties, and it's 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Here is what Floyd Mayweather had said at the time on a video that he posted on his Instagram.
I love bringing the people into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me. Guess what? You can do the same.
All right. Well, now we're trying to figure out what happened, right, with Business Insider. So according to another update, he did ink a $402 million deal for a Black Spruce portfolio. When he said that it was all his and no one invested, he meant no one was funding his part of the investment but him. And so I think this is something where maybe he owns a piece of this or shares in it, but it hasn't changed hands because the majority owner is still the same owner that it was before. I'm trying to understand what happened with this, but I know there's a story that's circulating, so just putting it out there. Whew, it's a tough one. I'm trying to understand as a real estate person myself, what exactly he is communicating when he's saying that he owns this, because they're trying to make it seem like he doesn't, but what it seems like is that he owns shares of these buildings, and it's a larger, it's part of an investment that he did on his own.